Hello, epic viewers from around the multiverse. Prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today another riveting, captivating, stellar unboxing video is about to be brought to fruition. What item will I be unboxing? What item will I be opening? Without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to elicit the box. What items are encompassed inside this bulky, hefty, casual, nifty box? Let's find out. I'm going to demystify the answer to that inquiry right here, right now, so bear with me. It'll only take me billions of picoseconds to extract the item from the box and subsequently flaunt it in front of the camera for you to feast your glorious eyes on. Here we go. The unboxing process is about to commence. The unboxing process is officially underway. What item have I prompted? What item have I drawn forth? What item have I elicited? Let's find out. This action figure is known by the moniker of Sledge. He's a villain who's apparently derived from the Power Rangers Dino Charge action figure line. Is he a paradigm of perfection? Is he the embodiment of resounding perfection? Is he the epitome of perfection? That is subjective. That's up to you to determine based on your own volition. You could assess his merits and determine whether or not he warrants a premium price. I recollect paying slightly under $9 to procure this particular figurine. Do I have any qualms about this purchase and decision? Let's find out. I need to reserve my judgment. Apparently he's a notorious, infamous, sadistic, coercive, cunning, conniving villain. Of course I'm making arbitrary assumptions, but he's supposed to be a villainous character, and if he's characterized by evil, then those aforementioned qualities may taint his character. Alrighty, let's open him. I hope I don't have to unravel any twist ties. This is arduous. I'm feeble, I'm dainty, I lack physical prowess. His name is Sledge, like a sledgehammer. I just want to verify something real briefly. Alrighty, here he is once again. In stark contrast to most modern day figurines that are under $10, he actually comes with a somewhat decent accessory. It's a blaster he can wield apparently in order to augment his offensive capabilities. I haven't watched the Power Rangers series since I was 7, I believe, so it's been nearly 2 decades. I'm not well acclimated with the lore behind this character. I don't know anything about this villain's capabilities. He's a tyrant. At least I would presume he is. I can't really see his face. It's obscured by his mask, so he looks more mysterious. He's kind of uncanny. His shoulder pads can pop out of his arm. I love his novelties. I love his textures. I love his hues. I love his aesthetics. I love his shadings. This is pretty much a stupendous figurine. The only issue is that his fingers lack articulation. He lacks a diaphragm joint. He can't perform an ankle pivot. He can't perform an ab crunch. His head is not relegated to a disc joint. He was churned out by Bandai. His elbows are not double jointed, nor are his knees. He has no articulation in the ankle, so it's unfortunate. He has spikes protruding out of his armor. I love that particular novelty. You don't see that with every single figurine. I would have preferred if his fingers were clenched together rather than being semi-clenched together. I would have preferred if he had fisted hands rather than having an aperture run through his hands. His shoulder pads can be removed at your own discretion. You have autonomy to remove them. I don't advise removing them. You don't want to lose them. If you want to retain them, then it's recommended that you leave them equipped at all times. The shoulder pad just fell off. I don't know if I could reattach it. My figurine may be defective. The shoulder pad cannot be detached. I mean, the figurine may be defective if the shoulder pad cannot be reattached. not detach. Sorry about the blunder earlier. I don't think it's supposed to come off. I think this figurine is defective. I don't know if other people who purchased a homogeneous action figure of Sledge experience the same calamity. I don't know if a calamitous situation has befallen upon them. Actually, if I super glue it, I guess it's okay. It doesn't really need to be adjusted or ejected. I can't really rectify the issue of the aperture existent between his fingers. I'm not going to install joints inside his fingers. There should be a hinge that allows you to articulate his fingers, but I'm not going to modify his design. So we have a defect. Unfortunately, the shoulder pad came off. It's not supposed to be removable, apparently. I can't reattach it, so this is a salient issue. Should I return him? Well, he was the only version of Sledge that I saw, so if I return him, I doubt I'll find another one. I guess I'll just retain him. I have a defective action figure. Woe was me. Woe is unequivocally me in this context. I guess I can cope with this situation. I can't really do anything to rectify it. I mean, I have the autonomy to return him, but if I return him, I won't be able to get another Sledge figurine for the same price. I'm not going to pay double for a shoulder pad that's not defective. Just doesn't make any sense. On eBay, they're likely closer to $15 per figurine. It's just not affordable. So, it's not the end of the world. Of course, his pegs are showing if you remove the shoulder pads. He looks menacing, he looks cunning and conniving and diabolical and malicious. He has a blaster, he can eject any projectiles from it. It's hollow on the inside, which is unfortunate. He's a decent figurine. I would rate him to be a 6 out of 10. His shoulder pads are shoddy. He coincides eminently well with the 5-inch action figure line. He's likely slightly shorter than 5 inches. His utility belt cannot be removed. He could have utilized more color schemes. He could have been a bit more thick, a bit bulkier, a bit more hefty, but for under $10, I mean, I can't complain too much. I would have preferred if he could rotate at the waist. I would have preferred if he had double jointed elbows and double jointed knees. I would have preferred if he could perform ankle pivots. I would have preferred if there were peg holes embedded on the bottom of his feet. I would have preferred if his deco was a bit more robust. But it is what it is. I'll cope with the situation. I have no qualms about this purchase and decision. Even if I knew about this defect, I still likely would have sustained my decision to purchase him, or retain my purchase and decision. In retrospect, I have no major qualms about this purchase and decision. Sure, he's not a paradigm perfection. Sure, he's not a refined version of Sledge, but he's decent overall. I could utilize a hot glue gun to reattach the shoulder pad. He looks much more epic with the shoulder pad that safeguards him. Without the shoulder pad, he looks a bit more flimsy, a bit more slim, a bit less villainous. He's supposed to be armed to the teeth, but his weapon is hollow, so you want to ideally look at him from his right side rather than the left side, because if you view him from the left side, then you notice the hollowness of his weapon, but if you view him from the right side, then the hollowness of his weapon is obscured by the tangible part of his weapon. So it is what it is. I would have preferred if his weapon had color variations to it, but like I said, I'm not going to really really complain about the figurines' defects or shortcomings or flaws, because I spent under $10. They weren't asking for $15 for this figurine at Walmart, so he's okay. At least his peg holes are covered up for the most part, in stark contrast to this Dollar Tree Ninja figurine. His peg holes are showing. Not peg holes, sorry, I mean screw holes. Yeah, screw holes are not covered up. This figurine's peg holes are pretty much filled, even if they are noticeable. With this figurine you can truly pinpoint his screw holes, which do agitate me. But I'm glad that I have this figurine. I need to be grateful, embraced by the presence of Sledge, the villain, even if he is not altruistic. It doesn't matter, I love my action figures. I hope that you found this video to be fascinating and insightful. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.